Students, let's look at this question here, which is on circles. Let's say I can do this proficiently. So the circle C1 has an equation of x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 8y plus 16 equals to 0. Find the center of another circle with the reflection of C1 in the y equals to x. Oh, this is pretty interesting. So the first thing is to understand that just complete the square. I'm going to find the center first. So usually what I'll suggest is completing the square. Okay. So y goes to negative 16. I'll just bring this 16 over to the other side. Then I'll complete the square here. Square minus 2 square plus y plus 4 square minus 4 square equals to negative 16. Then what we get is x minus 2 square plus y plus 4 square equals to negative 16 plus 4 square plus 2 square. This will be 2 square. X minus 2 square plus y plus 4 square. All right. So just remember, what do you call it? Completing the square is a bread and butter. So just make sure you can complete the square. For the center, so center of C1 is just 2 and negative 4, and radius is 2. All right. So that is the first thing I got it. Find the center of another circle, which is reflection. Is okay about the y equals. Okay. So now if we talk about the reflection, about this line here. Okay, so we just talk about this. Now this is y equals x line. This is interesting because say if I have got the point, let's say this is 2 negative 4, so we need this point 2 negative 4 will be roughly here, 2 negative 4. Okay, it's 2 negative 4. So if I were to find the length here, so let me just draw it out. This will be perpendicular. So in other words, if you look at this, would be harder to see. What I'll suggest is you look at this thing here. So if this is being reflected on this line here, it will be on this side, right? So you just be here. So this guy, negative 4, when reflected, will be here, negative 4. Then whereas for these two here, if we were to reflect this on this line, it will be over here, right? So then I'm just gonna do this here. So when I draw it out, it will be here. Okay, so essentially the coordinates they're looking at is negative 4, 2. That is what they are trying to say. You reflect about, okay, when you reflect about y equals x, one of the way to see it is you can just x becomes y, y becomes x. Okay, so it's actually the reflection about this line here. That's the interesting bit. Okay, so that's about it. We have the center with the ratio. Okay, we find a center of another circle with the reflection of C1 in x2. Okay, great. So meaning to say, the equation of the line C, so C2 is here. The radius is 2, right? Did I do it correctly? Yeah. So hence reflected circle has center negative 4, 2. So equation of reflected circle would just be x plus 4 square plus y minus 2 square equals to 4, which is 2 square. Just root these 2 square. Okay, so this is x plus 4 square plus y minus 2 square equals to 4. Okay, that's how you do this. But in fact, what you can do is you just flip the x and y, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so meaning x becomes y, y becomes x, x becomes y, y becomes x. You will still get the answer. That's the faster way to do it. Here's part B. Two tangents L1, L2 are drawn from the center, from the origin, which is O, to the C1. Find the equation of the two tangents. Okay, great. So I would believe this is 2 negative 4, right? 2 negative 4. So 2 negative. Okay, great. So we draw the curve first. I mean, just everything, just draw it out. Generally, when you are unsure, I'll just say draw it out, because usually by drawing you will be able to, of course, draw to scale. You try to draw to scale if you can. So this is it. So you have a center of two C1 is 2, -4, so 2 is here. -4 here. The radius is 2, so I will have a 2 here. Okay, because the radius is 2, definitely I would hold on, it'll be here, right? So there you go, it will be here because the radius is 2, so meaning it will be here. So if you draw a tangent from the origin, which is here, one of the tangent will be the vertical line, or this is why I say you have to draw it out. So if you don't draw it out, you don't see it. It's actually the vertical line, x equals to 0. And the other one would be this line here, which it touches here. This one shouldn't be an issue, I believe. Okay, you can actually, yeah, just draw this out. This is 90 degrees, so this is it. This is 2, this is 2, -4. Then I'm just gonna find this angle here. All right, so this is it. Okay, so how would I do it? I think the general thing is, I know that one of the equation of tangent is the y-axis itself. So equation of tangent, so tangent 1, equation tangents 1 is x equals to 0, because you can see when you draw the circle, this is the tangent that it passes through. Then the other one, for this case, not an issue. What I will say is, you find the what do you call it, the gradient of this curve, this line here. Can we find it? Is it possible? This is using geometry. I think it's easier, but if you don't draw it, then you find it hard. So anyway, this is alpha. We know that tangent subtended from the circle, this is alpha. This will also be alpha, not an issue. So we use this alpha. This over here will be alpha. Okay, so because if this is 90 minus alpha, I think this would be, let's check. Okay, this would be 90 as well, so this would be 90 minus alpha, 180 minus 2 alpha. My bad, this is not alpha. In fact, this is not alpha. Okay, so what is this is that this angle here, if 90 alpha, then this over here will be 180 minus 90 minus alpha, so which is 90 minus alpha twice. This will give us 2 alpha. So this angle here is actually 2 alpha. Okay, that is, I think it's pretty okay. So once we're done, now what I want to understand is this gradient here. Okay, the gradient here, this gradient here is actually the gradient here, m. Let me just see, how do I name this point? Okay, doesn't matter. This gradient, this is m1. So m1 is actually tangent to alpha. Okay, which is good. We already know double angle. Tangent 1 is tangent alpha 1 minus tangent square alpha. Okay, so I will do that, but I know if you are not very comfortable in doing this, then might not, just don't do it. So if you want to find tangent alpha, you can, the key is here. What we can do is actually just find the opposite length is 2, this length is 4. Okay, so from this triangle here, you know that the angle, so tangent alpha is 2 over 4. Now they are acute, so don't take the negative, just take the length. So in other words, m1 equals to 2 times half, 1 minus 1 half square. So this is 1 over 3/4. So this is 4 over 3. So hence, the gradient of the tangent, m2, will just be m1 times m2. m2 will just be -3 over 4. Okay, so that's it. m2 is just 3 over 4. So this gradient is 3 over 4. So hence, equation of tangent, the equation of tangent would, okay, let's say this is L1, you ask us L1, this is L1, this is L2. Hence, L2 will just be y equals to -3 over 4. X, this is a gradient. C is 0, right? So plus C is 0. So equation of tangents are x equals to 0 and y equals to -3/4 x. Okay, so just usually when in doubt, I will suggest just draw. It's easier. Then you can just solve it using geometry. Of course, you want to use it coordinate geometry, you could. Okay, but I think this is much easier. I think the last part C should be quite fast. So you have a center. Circle C2 passes through -2, 3 and has the same center as C1. Find the equation of circle C2 and C2 equation. Okay, I think not an issue. You don't even need like what's going on. So it share the same center. The same center as C1 would be 2, -4. So 2, -4. Then it passes through the point -2, 3. So in other words, this is a circle you're looking at. The radius, just find the radius. So radius C2, radius of C2. Three minus 4 square plus -2 square. Okay, so there we go. The 7 square plus 4 square. Just key in calculator. 65. Usually don't key in the root. So then the hence equation of C2 will just be x minus 2, because it shares the same center, and y plus 4 square equals to root 65 square. Just expand it. General form. I'm not sure if, yeah, anyway, 8y plus 16. I will say this is the expanded form, but okay. So x square minus 4x plus y square plus 8y plus 20 minus 65 equals 0. X square minus 4x plus y square plus 8y minus 45 equals 0. Okay, so that's how you do this question here proficiently. If you have any questions at all, please let us know, and I'll see you in the next question.